You know, when you're putting in the hours and your creative work is getting better and better and better, and all of a sudden you pick your head up and you realize that people are starting to take notice and they want to spend money on you, and you go, oh my God, that's amazing, but I'm really scared, really terrified, really honored, really nervous because, hey, this is what I've been working for my whole life, and my creativity is my passion, but I don't want to pick this up because I want more opportunities like this, and then you're just like, oh my God. Yeah, me too. And I'm here to help you navigate all that mess and crush your next creative gig. Let's go. Well, that was a mouthful. What's going on, everybody? My name is Andrew, but you can call me Puccio. And I want to welcome you to the Less Lonely channel, a place where all creatives are welcome, and I help you feel less lonely on your creative journey. If you're joining us for the first time, I wanted to take a second to give you a little bit of a background on me. I have been doing creative work professionally since 2013, and my career actually started as a musician straight out of college. For 5 years, I was able to work on staff at a church as their music director. And as time went on, I knew I didn't want to be doing that anymore. Different story for another time. So I left, and I found myself owning and running my own social media marketing business. After 2 years of learning and growing and just figuring out what it means to be a business owner, I ultimately left. And now I'm running this YouTube channel, working at a coffee shop, and doing product videography and photography for my side hustle. It's been a wild 7 years full of ups and downs that honestly I wouldn't trade for the world. When I look back at those early years of my creative journey, I think where I felt most fulfilled was when I was creating what I wanted to create. The adrenaline rush and affirmations came when people started not only taking notice of what I was doing, but saying they liked it, and then saying they wanted to work with me and pay me for it. And here's why that was so great at the time. It's because I was doing what I wanted to do. And for all creators out there, just come close for a second because I feel like you didn't catch what I said. I was creating art that I wanted to create. And when people were taking notice of that, something else happened. They wanted to pay me for that art. My creativity and my art, their money. That's like a dream come true for us, right? And back when this was first happening to me as a musician, I was filled with those emotions. Terrified, honored, excited, humbled. Because I was so nervous. I didn't want to do a bad job. I wanted to make sure I did well. And at times, I didn't even really know where to start. So I would procrastinate or I would half-ass a job. And ultimately what that did was hurt me and then really hurt the people who were hiring me, which meant that I either lost money or they lost money, and that's never good. And you never want to do that, just as a general rule of thumb. So if we fast forward to today, here's the truth. Those emotions, the fear, the anxiety, anticipation even, those haven't gone away. As I've set out to do YouTube and do this product videography and photography, I've been honestly blown away that people's response has been, hey, let's work together. It's not lost on me that that takes a lot of risk, and that's also really honoring of my creative work. And lucky for me and the people I'm working with, I'm so much more prepared for these new opportunities. Through a whole bunch of failures, some successes, things just kind of figure themselves out. And I still got like a long way to go. But I wanted to bring you along as I navigate my first big projects of 2020. I'm going to share with you how I landed these jobs, the execution of these jobs, like how it went. And it's my hope that in sharing this, you guys can pick up on the things that I did right, the things that I did wrong, and the things that you do different as you navigate your next big job. And don't worry if you're not a videographer or photographer, what I'm sharing is pretty universal. I know you can pull some stuff out of it. I'm a big believer in showing your work, so stick around and I guarantee you'll find something in here that will help you nail that next big creative gig. All right, on to job number one. So this may be a character defect on my part, but I'm generally a little distrusting when it comes to talking with people on the internet. So excuse me if I was a little skeptical when I started noticing a lot of likes and then some comments on some of my older photos. But luckily my suspicions were off this time, and I was able to connect with a really great guy who's starting up a bag company. The bag company is called Auklet. Awesome, antimicrobial, sweat-wicking, moisture-absorbing, stink-destroying, like travel bags. He's an avid hiker and biker, and I guess he was tired of having his clothes get really stinky on long trips, and so he made these dope bags. They're fantastic. So hey, he slid into my DMs, so I was like, I'm gonna hit him back, said, hey, thanks so much, I appreciate it. Why don't we have a larger conversation about what it is you're looking for? A couple phone calls later, and next thing you know, I got these bags in my house, and we're actually working together, and it's legit. Boom! All it took was one simple message, and now I'm shooting these dope antimicrobial bags. What? I love that what I'm doing lined up exactly with what his needs are. Take for example, if you're a watercolor artist, think about the type of clients who are gonna want and need your style of art. If you're a copywriter, think about the types of brands that your style aligns with. Then just go and be super friendly and have a good conversation with them. I think the main thing that helped me get to work with Aucklet was this. I didn't start out with just saying, here's my price, and I didn't expect him to fork over a lot of money. I didn't demand things from him. I know he came with an ask like, hey, how much does it cost to do photos and videos? But instead of just giving him a flat rate and hoping that it would work out, I wanted to pursue a relationship and a conversation with him. If I can better understand who I'm working with, then I can better understand whether or not I'm the one who can actually help them. And when I can, I get to work on dope stuff. Okay, so I have his project pulled up here, and I just want to talk about the execution really quick and kind of how I decided what I wanted to provide in my style. He saw one of my earlier videos and he said, hey, I love the energy and the vibe of this video. That's really what drew me to your work. And so I started dreaming and I really started getting grandiose. How can I do it bigger? How can I do it better? And I was thinking, man, well, we could get a guy running and we got sweat and we got do lens flares. Let's rent a bunch of different lenses and let's go crazy and just this epic sports model thing. And then I realized something. That's not exactly what he wanted. What he said he wanted was something akin to what I had already done. So I took a step back and I started to consider, well, what is it that I can do? What's reasonable? And then I had no ideas. But then I remembered a creator that I really like on YouTube, Daniel Schiffer. And Daniel Schiffer does all these super dope B-roll, commercial-esque things in his living room. I'm gonna link his video down below, and I knew that if I could take the concepts that he had and implement them into this video, that things would work out really well. So the first thing I did was I figured out how to float a bag. I wanted to make these bags look like they're suspended in the air because they're so beautiful. I then thought about kind of the concept of what his product is for. Stinky, smelly, gross clothes. So I grabbed a bunch of clothes from the hamper, grabbed my wife's sports bras, and just started dumping them into the bags. And last but not least, I knew where this video was gonna live. He's on social media. And so I knew that the traditional widescreen formatting doesn't work. Instagram isn't good for that. People don't watch it. And so I shot everything vertically and I made sure that everything fit in the square. Nothing too crazy, honestly, but I did have a couple notes while I was shooting that I wanted to share with you guys. Man, this has been a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be. One thing that's really hard to remember when you're in the middle of a shoot is that you still have a skill cap. And what you see online or what you see other YouTubers or videographers doing may seem very attainable, but just know that no matter what field you're in, it could be a little bit more challenging than you might think. Ooh, it's a challenge. Yeah, it was a stupid long night and I'm still feeling the effects of being up that late, but it was a success, it was a win, and I'm super stoked for him to see it. So project 1 is done. Boom. Alright, this next project doesn't happen without experience, time spent, and some failures. Let me explain. Back when I was running my social media marketing agency, I was able to meet a great guy named Andrew. He's got his hands in a lot of different things, and at the time he was working on a super dope laser tag It was amazing. We were really excited, but when we got the final product to him, he was very unhappy. It just really wasn't the vibe, and we kind of felt it too. We knew that we had messed up in some areas. And so we bent over backwards to make it right for him. We ate the cost, we worked as hard as we could to get it right, and ultimately we crushed it. It was super dope, and he was really happy with it. Unfortunately, a few months after that, I had left, and we really didn't have any more opportunities to work together, or so I thought. He recently reached out to me on behalf of his other business, a jewelry business, and he wanted me to do a video on this. That's my teeth, actually. It's a grill mold. The only way I was able to land this job, I'm gonna put this down now, was because of my past experience working with him. But because I made it right, we were able to stay connected. We reached out to one another, we'd see each other at the cafe, and it was always just checking in. How you doing, man? It's good to see you. What new project are you working on? And because I kept that connection, because we have a good relationship, he was able then to say, hey, I know you're doing this product videography thing. Can I hire you for this? To be fair though, I did think I was gonna shoot grills, and then he told me we were shooting these molds. I really think I want a grill. What do you think? Should I do it? All this to say, never underestimate the power of a good connection. Don't ground burning bridges, getting angry when clients want revisions, because that's not gonna help you at all. As long as you enjoy the people you're working with, keep that good connection, because you never know where it's gonna lead you. The execution on this one was a little bit different, because it's not so much a product shot, well it is, but it's a how-to. He had very specific parameters. We need to have text on the screen. We need to be able to clearly communicate what it is we're doing. And so I knew I couldn't shoot this one alone. So I called my buddy Kevin over at 901 Hype. He is a sneaker reseller, streetwear fashion guy. Check out his stuff. Kevin, I love you. I just want to show you guys this one clip really quick because it was really fun for me. I was able to really kind of dial in and get this really cool shot for Andrew. And I think it's going to really pay off in the long run.
Action. 3, 2, 1.
We finished the shoot, Kevin got out of here, and I went to bed. That was 2 nights of back-to-back shooting, getting paid for my creative work. That's a wrap. God, it feels good. Such an honor. It will never be lost on me, the fact that people are willing to spend their hard-earned money to pay me to do something creative. It's a gift, and I hope that you guys can experience that gift as well. So what did you guys think about me kind of lifting up the hood on these projects? What things stuck out to you? What are some things that you liked? What are some things that I maybe messed up on? I know personally what I did mess up on is a lack of thorough planning. You know, I thought I planned thoroughly for the bag shoot. I really did. But when it came to crunch time, was kind of lost at first. I didn't really start until like 10 o'clock at night, which is why I was up till 2 in the morning. It wasn't because I wanted to be up that late. It's because a lack of like actual fine detail that I really needed to make this project work. I think what I did really well though for both projects is listen to the client. It was one of the things on my big checklist I needed to make sure that I did, is not just give them what I wanted to give them, but give them what they wanted. So if you stuck around for this long, it must mean that you're feeling a little less lonely, and you guessed it, so am I, because I was able to share this process with you. There's no tricks, there's no secret society out there who's got everything figured out. I'm just a regular guy who's able to use his creativity to make some money on the side, but also to share it with you. So I hope that you picked up a few things along the way today. If you like what I got going on, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing, bell notification, sharing it. Here's to feeling less lonely. Go get yourself a grill.